All right, welcome back. Goodman versus Gottlieb. Verse. I like the verse because, you know, you got to be a little bit, you agreed too much with me last year. You gotta,
no, I didn't.
All right, listen. Freshman class is not overwhelming this year. Really isn't. When you look at it, to me, it's one of the most lackluster at the top freshman classes we've seen in years.
Well, Colin, let's be fair. Okay? The landscape has changed. First, the competition is still, you still have COVID year guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And we also, we haven't discussed this, we should on a show. Yeah. There are players that were recruited during COVID that you didn't know about that landed at a random school and then have transferred up. You're like, how'd that guy get so good? You're like,
that's why.
Nobody knew him.
That's right.
But there's also Australia takes a player or two. They took, I think, 2 this year. Overtime Elite, there's some guys there that they don't compete in college. And then Ignite, who got beat by, I think, 59 points or something
I saw that.
last night.
With the number 1 player in the country, or some have said, with Ron.
Right, so when it's not the strongest class in totality, and then you take away 5 of the top 30 or 40, it's not going to be a strong class.
Modest Buzelis is a kid who's really talented. Right. Could be the number 1, be a top 5 pick and decided not to play college. All right, we got a lot of really good freshmen in these 2 games here. A lot. We'll talk about a few of them. The best freshman in the country, to me, resides near you at USC. Isaiah Collier. Yeah. Terrific talent, big, strong, athletic point guard. 6'5", 190. He can go. He's got a gear, Doug. And I think playing with Boogie Ellis, a 5th-year kid alongside him, it's going to take some of the pressure off Collier. He's already come out. He played well in the first game against Kansas State. Is he the best freshman in the country?
I mean, he's the highest-rated guy. And Jacoby Walter's pretty good for Baylor, right?
Yeah, good call.
I mean, he can, and he's, again,
he looks the part.
If you go by the Jeff Goodman, I'm ranking Arizona 1 because of what you've actually done and who you've done it against.
I'm good.
Jacoby Walter would be that guy.
Listen.
I'm excited to see Jared McCain tonight.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see DJ Wagner tonight. Dusty Stromer, I think, is a guy out of Gonzaga. He feels like a Zag, like one of those guys.
Especially with Steel Venters being hurt for the year.
Yes, I feel like his role is going to really increase, and they're going to score 85, 90 a game. And do I think he's the best freshman? A fun one to watch. Yeah. But I also think that I have the balance of we've watched these kids now since COVID and with the transfer portal, and it's just really, really hard in this first couple months of the season to win and to give the freshman the ball and say, here, go run my team, because you're going to lose.
You're playing against these kids. Seth Towns got cleared today. I just broke it a half an hour before the show started. His first year at Harvard was 2016-17.
That's crazy.
He's now at Howard University. He got cleared today. So that's what you're dealing with, the disparity from being a 18-year-old, maybe 19-year-old freshman to playing against 26-year-olds.
The UConn kid, Stefan Castle, I don't know if you saw him.
He's terrific.
Terrific.
Yeah, he's electric.
Yes, but what does that look like when he goes against Tyler Kolek, who's 4 years older than him, and has...
The one I want to see, Doug, the one that I hope we see him soon, is Aaron Bradshaw. Okay, so Kentucky's, again, they have the highest-rated class. They've got Justin Edwards, who you didn't mention. I think he's there. I think tonight, I think it could be the Justin Edwards night. How's that?
Okay.
I think it could be the Justin Edwards night tonight.
See, here's the problem with what we're talking about with Kentucky.
Go ahead.
It's they all think it's going to be their night tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
They came here for this.
Right.
How many scouts are in the stands tonight?
Well, they don't necessarily, I don't know. Yeah, look, I think Reed Shepherd's going to be awesome.
He is going to be a really good player.
Awesome.
Moves the ball.
Yes, and if he was on a team, if he was on Creighton, like a veteran team, where he could just kind of play and be, I think he'd be playing great right now.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you got a bunch of young. There's no establishment of culture. There's no, hey guys, remember last year we were on the road to Arkansas and we lost? Because no, they can't do that. They don't understand. Right. They still think.
And our Antonio Reeves and Trey Mitchell, they're veterans, but have they had Reeves is trying to figure himself out.
But wait, have they had success?
No.
How many guys in that locker room have had actual success in the NCAA tournament or in big SEC games?
Right.
And then if you want to even narrow it down, how many have actually been a factor in those games? Yeah. So it's very hard. Where I agree with you, we could see an Edwards night, we could see a Dillingham night, but they're all at shoot-around, they're all thinking, this is my night.
Yeah.
And I've yet to see a team play with more than one basketball. I've yet to see that happen.
No, and that's going to be the interesting part, certainly for Kentucky.
And look, and I think Cal, in many ways, he'll fight for his guys publicly, but then privately, he'll love it if they get beat.
Yeah.
Because then he can go back to Lexington and go like, your way doesn't work,
I don't know
my
if he
way
wants
works.
to lose in this game to Bill Self with this team. I think he'd like to win this one.
Yeah.
I do. Freshman, try to kind of move. You know what? He's probably tired because they've lost a lot of games early in the season because, again, they've got young players, new players, whatever. I think for once he'd love to come out and really win early and be good early. And then you can have your slip up in SEC play to kind of resettle the group and kind of tell them you're not as good.
The youth gives you great energy because they all have great hope. They all have big eyes. They all have the great dreams. The dreams haven't been dashed yet.